Hey everybody, Scott Jansen here and welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the most important thing that you need to consider and understand when first creating an online program or even a group coaching program. So whether you're a hypnotherapist, you're a life coach, you're an NLP practitioner, you're an entrepreneur that wants to heal the masses and get away from face-to-face, you really want to stick to the end of this video. We're going to be talking about the most important thing, and that is something I call proof of concept. Now, this proof of concept idea and this worksheet that I'm going to be running you guys through, I'm actually going to leave as a download in the comments below, plus the instructional video. And this has actually been subtracted from my premium program, which is our Therapy MAXIMISER program, where we show hypnotherapists and coaches how to scale their business. I'm going to be running you through step by step the same process that I go through that has created my last two programs and scaled my business exponentially, and also helped our students go from basically making no money to 10, 20, 30, even $50,000 a month by following this proof of concept idea. So again, if you're a hypnotherapist, you're a coach, and you're thinking about creating a program, or even you have got a program that's designed that you don't know how to launch, you're not really sure if it's actually going to work for your clientele, you really want to make sure that you're paying attention through this actual worksheet in this video. So without further ado, let's begin and let's start to understand and find your proof of concept. All right, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to take you step by step through the actual worksheet that I've used and the process that I've used to build my 100K coaching program, but also our Therapy MAXIMISER program. And the sheet that you guys see in front of you, obviously I've shared my screen, is one of the actual sheets and the worksheets that we use in our Therapy MAXIMISER. So that's one of our premium programs. So I'm super excited to take you through this worksheet. So here's the thing. I want you guys to really wrap your minds around this. When it comes to hypnotherapy and coaching and NLP, we as an industry, we as therapists get really stuck in the mindset that we have to physically be treating our clients one-on-one. That transition, guys, from face-to-face into like a group coaching program or even an online program is not only a big decision, but it's one of the toughest things you'll do if you don't understand the dynamics of what a coaching program or an online program can do. So when it comes down, as I said just previously, the most important thing I want you guys to understand about creating a group coaching program or even an online program is something called proof of concept. For a lot of coaches and hypnotherapists, they get so stuck on creating the name, creating the funnel, creating the website, doing all the marketing. But when it comes to their program, the program really produces no extenuating results. It seems like some clients have results, but most of your clients don't. There's no predictable measure of success in your program. And when this happens, it's unfortunate. It just means that the program is just not going to sell. That's the bottom line. One of the most important things that makes a course sell or a group coaching or a program sell is the big difference between a course that sells just occasionally, like one every couple of months, or one that sells daily, just like my 100K Therapy MAXIMISER program. It all comes down to proof of concept. Proof of concept is a thing that you do that creates results. And I understand as therapists and coaches, because remember, I was a face-to-face therapist for over a decade. It was really hard for me to wrap my mind around like, hey, how am I going to produce results with a client if it's me that helps them? Like it's the suggestions, it's the trance, it's the step-by-step process for my coaching program, whatever it is. We have to really detach ourselves away from that mindset, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck, and I mean really stuck, in creating a group coaching program or an online program. And like I've said in other videos, if you really want to scale your business, you have to understand that face-to-face coaching and face-to-face hypnotherapy does not scale. Why? Well, we've been over this several times, so let me break down the easy version. There's only one of you, which means you can only produce one result at a time. You are limited by time and space being where you are, and time being how long it takes you to work with that clientele. So with a program or a group coaching program, this means that you can work with multiple people at once in like a group coaching program, which means that multiple people can get results at the same time, which means that you can multiply the income coming into your business. Better yet is an actual program where you step away from the actual program itself and you let all your clients do the self-healing for themselves. And that's the ultimate goal. The real evolution of a great therapist or a coach is someone that starts off face-to-face to gain the experience, to learn their proof of concept, which I'm going to talk about more in a moment, but to then transition into some sort of group coaching, where instead of doing one-to-one, you're doing one-to-many. And then the next evolution and the biggest way you're going to scale and see the dramatic results in your income is creating an online program, not unlike a 100K coaching program or our Therapy Maximizer program. So how do we do this? Well, first we have to understand proof of concept. Proof of concept is that thing that creates result. It's that measurable step-by-step process that if you hand it over to any one of your clients, you can almost guarantee results to a certain level. And this is what we have to understand, guys. So what I'm going to do as well, like I said, I'm going to leave this worksheet in the comments below. You can actually download this worksheet. I'll also attach this video so you can watch this time and time again. But I'll also give you the instructional video that we use in our Therapy Maximizer program that breaks down this proof of concept worksheet step by step. So let's get into it and I'll walk you through how this actually works. So the first thing is really just a little pep talk. And guys, please understand this. Please turn off that analytical part of your mind or that part of your mind that says, well, Scott, it has to be me there. My clients won't get results because it's me that, guides them through the trance and the therapy. And I get that as a face-to-face therapist. But if you're here watching this video, you probably want to create a group coaching course or a program and you can't physically do that. The better you can detach away from working with clients face-to-face, the more money you're going to make. That's the bottom line. So here it is, guys. Most hypnotherapists and coaches think that the work they do is a direct result of the in-flesh therapy. Like you physically have to be there. And this was for me too, guys. They believe that results can only occur by them, which is the therapist or the coach, being in front of their clients with specific instructions. However, what most don't see is the cause and effect relationship of the instructions themselves that create the solution, not the dictator of the instructions. And this is something that Milton Erickson used to always say. This counts for people that can self-study and achieve amazing and outstanding results without any physical presence of the second or third party. Our goal is to combine specific instructions, guys, with unlimited third party. Remember, we're the third party presence to create the ultimate self-healing personal development program that can heal the masses. Okay, that is our goal. We have to find your proof of concept. So in order to do this, I'll talk you through the steps. When it comes down to, I want you to just think back to your clients. What is the one thing that you do or the specific step-by-step process or technique that you use that you know that if you did that with most of your clients, most of them are going to get the results? You'll really get to know this as a therapist when you work with so many people that it comes to a point where like, you seem to do the same thing with every client, regardless of the person, regardless of their age, regardless of their sex, regardless of anything. It just seems like you have this go-to move sort of thing that you work with all your clients and that gets the results. This, guys, is proof of concept. I found this thing when I work with stop smoking clients. I found my proof of concept. Now, I get it as well, guys. Not every therapy or coaching to be transitioned into a group coaching program or an online program. That's a given. Not every niche is suited for that. But there are more niches that are suited for that. We just have to find what they are. And it all starts, guys, with our proof of concept. So let's walk through this. So step number one, I want you to write this down. You can print off this worksheet or just write it down on a piece of paper right now. And then we'll go through step by step. So number one, let's get really crystal clear. What is your niche, offer, and result? Not your current niche with working face-to-face. What is the niche you want to help, the offer and the result that you can provide for your program? Okay, if it transitions into a program. If you're working with some sort of therapy or coaching that doesn't transition, well, you need to stop right there and think, okay, what's another niche that I can tackle? The same way that we find our face-to-face niche is actually the same way that we can find our online program or a group coaching program niche as well. So what is the niche? What is the offer? What is the result? Get it really crystal clear. I find myself, guys, by writing this stuff out and visually seeing it, getting out of my head, makes it so crystal clear. Okay? So once you've done that, we move on to step number two. How do you currently help them achieve this result? Now, if this is a new niche, you may not know this yet. If right now you have a coaching program or a group or an online program that really you haven't launched yet, you're not sure if it's the right thing, this is the perfect exercise for you. So how do you currently help them achieve the result? Is it one-on-one? Is it groups? Is it boot camps? Is it a seminar? Is it a workshop? Is it a course? Outline your entire process. Okay, so that's step number two. Step number three, explain in your own words how you help these people transition from their current situation to their desired situation. Now, it doesn't need to be detailed and scientific. Just explain how you would explain it to a friend over coffee if they express interest and probe you on how it works. So let me give you an example of how this works for me. So our 100K coaching program is all based on teaching therapists and coaches how to build their business organically, which means to use things like social media to find free clients can help them scale their business. Okay, and we've got some students doing $10, $20, even $50,000 a month without paying 1 cent for ads, without building funnels, without writing books, all of that stuff. And it all comes down to this. So I wanted to help people get more clientele because there was a part in my therapy career where that's where I was stuck. And I found my proof of concept that helped me get high paying clients. So that's what I teach. In our Therapy MAXIMISER program, however, what we do with that program is we show people how to scale with webinars, with automation, with paid ads in order to scale really quickly and really, really fast and basically dominate their niche. So explain how it works in your own words, guys. Just imagine like you're talking to a friend. We have a thing as coaches and therapists. When we try and explain things, we get so therapy and coaching technically minded where we try and explain things as if we were talking to another coach and a therapist. I don't want you to do that because the general market you're going to be working with won't know this coaching language. They won't know this therapy language. So speak to people like they're human beings. I always imagine like, and I actually did this when I created my 100K coaching program. I called my mother and I ran her through what I wanted to do. Now she's got no idea about business. And I said, Mum, does this make sense? This is the current situation of the market. And here's what a market is because she didn't know that either. And here's their desired situation. This is where they want to be. If I was to teach them this stuff, does that make sense to you? And of course it was yes, because it was simple. We teach therapists and coaches how to use organic marketing as part of our program to get more clients to scale and build their business from scratch. Simple. Okay. So explain it in your own words to how do you help these people transition from current situation to desired situation. What I find for a lot of therapists and coaches, because they are so tied up in creating the best name for their program, the websites, the funnels, the ads, the crazy stuff that goes on in their minds. But when you sit down and ask them about their program, they can't really explain it. They haven't worked out their current situation, desired situation. Because what happens is this, and I see this a lot. Therapists and coaches, we get trained in this awesome stuff. We get certified. We wrap our minds around these really cool techniques and ideas. We learn to understand the world a lot better through our own eyes. And we want to go ahead and teach that because we've had like an aha moment through our certification or our training. And we want to teach that thing, this amorphous thing that sounds good in theory, but has no real practical elements. And we want to teach this. And when we go to market this thing, we quickly realize that not everyone's as excited as we were. Not everyone really wants this thing we're trying to teach. When it comes down to it, guys, you have to remember this. It's not about what you want. It's not about what you want to teach people in business or what you want to have your business run through or what you want your clients to experience. It's actually the reverse. You have to create a product or a service that your clients want that solves their pain with a specific solution that they want. It is up to you to transfer that information into a serviceable product like a face-to-face, or in this example, like a group coaching program or an online program. We have to forget about us because what we want to teach people is never necessarily what they need to learn, and they just don't get excited like we were. It's why most coaching programs bomb, because we create these really cool things that sounds awesome, but nobody wants it because it's not a real thing. It's not really solving a real pain. And it comes down to this, guys. When it comes to your marketing, your sales, your business 101, the better you can solve a real problem, the more money you're going to make. It's that simple. That's the bottom line. Okay. So get it off to number 3, write that down. So number 4, how long does the transformation typically take? State this in hours, days, weeks, or months. And like I said, this will really help you distinguish whether you're, I get a lot of therapists and coaches say, Scott, I'm working with stop smoking clients. Will that really transition into a program? And the answer is probably not. Because if you're not unlike me, I can help someone in 45 minutes. That doesn't need to become a program. Notice what I said there. I'm going to underline that word if I can. Need. It doesn't need to become a program. However, what I can do is think, okay, if my clients have quit smoking, what else do they want? How can I transform their entire life? And yeah, I get it. Quitting smoking is transformational for some people. But what else do these people want? What's a long-term result I could give these people? Is it to also improve their health, improve their relationship, improve their money, whatever it is? Can I make a program that's suited for that and just have the stop smoking as more my face-to-face stuff? But when it comes to a program, guys, we've got to think long-term, bigger scope. How can you transform these people's entire lives with a program? The better you can do that, the more money you're going to make. Okay, and like you probably noticed a theme here, nothing to do with the name. It's got nothing to do with the funnel. It's got nothing to do with how awesome your website is. It all comes to solving a real problem. So number 4, make this really crystal clear. How long does the transformation typically take, or what do you think it's going to take? State your answer in hours, days, weeks, or months. So for my 100K coaching program to get a student from their current situation to their desired situation, it's within about 14 days, but we have a 6-week program because I thought long term. When I first bought out the 100K coaching program, what it really was just teaching people how to get more clients. And that solved one problem. And it was okay. Our students got awesome results. And I thought, what else can I do for these students? Well, I noticed as they're making more money, they probably want to scale and automate parts of their business to make it easier to sell more. So we started to do that. I noticed that their accounting got really messy because they're bringing in all this money and their accounting got really bad. So we teach how to do proper accounting. We also teach how to move their business online, which is more the Facebook and social media, to offline so they can create a proper website, not designing a website, but have a website that functions to do all the sales for them. I also understand that a lot of our students were good at getting some clients, but they're missing out a lot of sales. So we taught sales. We taught the students how to take a payment online. We talk about niching more. So from this one idea, guys, it's stretched into this program that covers so many different ideas that becomes an ultimate transformation. And that's what I want you guys to do for your clients as well. It may start off with 1 or 2 things. That's usually how a program starts. It's something small. It's got to get your foot in the door, guys. And then you can extend it to overall transformation, this massive kick-ass program that just takes over the entire industry. I mean, if you look at any of the niches, any of the gurus in our space, have you noticed that their programs come out of nowhere and they just totally transform the entire industry? Well, usually those programs start off with 1 or 2 things. They just solve one problem. Like for me, it was how to get your next client, basically. I believe that's basically what we marketed as, like how to get your next hypnotherapy or NLP client or coaching client for free using social media. And then it grew and it grew, and now it becomes the dominating force. Okay. So number 4, how long does this transformation typically take? Write that down. All right. So next, for part number 5, you want to take your answer from the question 4 above and then break it down into key components based on the number of time units you said it would take to complete. If you said it was 8 weeks, what happens each week through week 1 through to week 8? So I want to cover a question because everybody asked me this, and it's a good question. How long should a program be? Okay. If it's a group coaching program, an online program, I always give this rule of thumb. The shorter, the better. If this is your first program, guys, it's not meant to disrupt the whole industry and be a #1 bestseller. However, it is meant to get results because that's what people are paying for. However, it can become this ultimate thing later. Okay. The first course, the first group coaching program that you do is going to be short and scrappy. Just imagine that. That's exactly how it's going to be, guys. And that's how it's expected to be. Okay. So what I recommend is stick to like 4 to 6 weeks. We used to do about 4 weeks for a group coaching program. And then we had about 6 to 8 weeks for an online program. I mean, even now, our 100K coach is 6 weeks and our therapy maximizer is 6 weeks. Altogether, it's 12 weeks, but they're split into 2 different programs. So I know some coaching programs, guys, and this gets ridiculous at this point, where therapists and coaches are working with people for 6 months, 12 months. Now, I get it. You could do a lot of work in that time and heal a lot of things. However, it's far too long. If you break down the income that you're going to get through those past months, it's not worth your time. The shorter, the better. Always remember, how can I get the quickest result possible for my clientele? Clients would always prefer a shorter course for good money if it means they get the result quicker. Students and clients want quick results, guys. Okay, the quicker you can create even little wins, the better your program's going to sell. The more testimonials you get, the quicker you're going to scale. It's that easy. You're going to make more money. Okay, so we got week 1, week 2, week 3. I've given you guys, I believe, up to week 8. Okay, just write those down week by week. Week 1's going to cover this, and it's going to cover this, and it's going to achieve this result. Week 2 is going to cover this, and it's going to achieve this result. Week 3 is going to cover this, and it's going to achieve this result. Always remember this, guys. Any time that you can create a win week by week is always better than leaving all of the wins to week 6 or 8. I mean, I've been on so many online programs where the first couple of weeks were just fluff. Nothing really happened. I didn't get excited. I lost interest and basically gave up. What I like in my programs, I know my students love this as well, within the first week, bam, I've given them a result. because we teach them how to find a niche, how to price, how to find their services, do market interviews, and some students have even made sales on their first week, literally from nothing. So that's a win. Week 2, we show them all about social media, organic marketing, how to do organic outreach, all the awesome stuff that our students are known for. Again, they get a second win. And the third win is all about mindset and, becoming an entrepreneur, how to scale how to work on your days, how to become high performance days, all of this stuff. Again, that's another win. We're changing their whole routine. So each week, my mind is always, what's the win I can create? If my student just did this week alone, what is the result? The tangible results, guys. Not just by the end of week 1, you're going to feel awesome. That's not tangible. What's something tangible that they can physically see or hold to an extent and go, yes, this is the result of the hard work that I did in week 1. And if you can follow that up in week 2, 3, 4, and so on, you have an awesome program and people are absolutely going to love it. All right. So part number 6, what parties, elements, and functions are involved throughout this process? So you want to list all of these things down. So in our program, and I know a lot of people watching this are working with clients to help them grow their business. However, we have to teach our students some sort of software. We teach them things like Stripe, how to take credit card payments, how to use some technical stuff for their booking systems and things like this. So this is all the elements and functions that we write down. As far as the parties, it's just me teaching. But if you're teamed up with another coach, another therapist, another entrepreneur, have them down because you want to clearly have it distinctive what you do compared to the other person. That way you guys have different roles instead of it all being jumbled. So I'm going to list all of them below and state what actions they take to make the overall transformation come together and take form. So as you can see, this is just a brief synopsis of how you're actually going to do this for your course, guys. But as you can actually see, what it comes down to is really writing this stuff down and just getting crystal clear in your mind what it's all about. If you're too busy jumping ahead for the name, what it's going to look like, how fancy it's going to be, the color of your logo, why would your program sell? People don't care what it looks like. People want results. And first, we have to find that proof of concept, guys. What is that one thing that you can be known for? For us, what it eventually became, or for myself, what it eventually became is students came to me because they didn't want to spend money on ads. They didn't want to make funnels. They were new to social media. They didn't want to go to meetup groups. They didn't want to get more certified. And I was known to teach basically all the opposite stuff that all my other competition teachers and make it easier. Basically just to follow a couple of steps and get your next paying client. That's what we're known for. That's why the results we get are so quick and they're so common and there's so many of them because I take out all the fluff out of the program and I only teach what I know to work. It's a common thing for coaches and therapists to teach something that I really want to teach. It really looks awesome on paper, but it doesn't necessarily transition into an actual result. And you want to avoid bloating your course with those things, guys. So there we have it, guys. That is the start of our proof of concept. It may seem like a real easy task to do this, but believe me, break this down step by step. This will give you an unbelievable advantage when it comes to creating a program, an online course, and to really understand your proof of concept. Now, if you think, Scott, I don't know what my proof of concept is because every client's different, look back over your clients. Every therapy and coaching student and client that you've had, there is some proof of concept there. You just have to pinpoint what that is. And yes, this part can be hard. The worksheet's easy, but finding that proof of concept can be difficult. But once you find it, guys, this becomes like your trademark. It becomes a thing that you're known for. Okay, look at Bandler's known for NLP. Igor's known for conversational hypnosis. Milton Erickson known for these weird trances. That's their proof of concept. What is your proof of concept? So that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for joining me again. My name is Scott Jansen. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.